Oh, you poor child. You haven't had a good home meal. Your clothes are all dirty. You haven't learned manners at the table. What a horrible life you've had. You poor lost lamb. You helpless child. Oh, how wonderful it will be when you'll learn of Moses and say your prayers. I'll take you under just like a son, a civilized young man.
The widow, she cried over me, and she called me a poor lost lamb, and she called me a lot of other names too, but she never meant no harm by it. Pretty soon I wanted to smoke. Widow Douglas, can I smoke?
No, of course not. What an atrocious habit that is. You mustn't learn to smoke no more. It's just not clean manner, you see. Smoking is an awful habit that you must learn to drop. It just ain't pure healthful living.
It's the way with some people. They get down on a thing when they don't know nothing about it. Here she was a-bothering about Moses, which was no kin to her, and no use to anybody, being gone, you see, yet finding a power of fault within me for doing a thing that had some good in it. And she took snuff too. Of course, that was all right because she'd done it herself.
The slave run off the very night Huck was killed, so there's a reward out for him. $300, and there's a reward out for old Finn too, $200. You see, he'd come to town the morning after the murder and told about it. And it was him out in the ferry boat hunt, and right after he up and left, before night, they wanted to lynch him. But he was gone, you see. Well, next day they found out the slave was gone. They found out he had been since 10 o'clock the night the murder was done. So then they put it on him, you see. And while they was full of it, next day, back come old Finn and went boo-hooing to Judge Thatcher to get money to hunt for the slave all over Illinois with. The judge gave him some. And that evening, he got drunk and was around till after midnight with a couple of mighty hard-looking strangers, and then went off with them. Well, he ain't come back since. And they ain't looking for him back since this thing blows over a little. For people now think he killed his boy and fixed things so folks would think Robert's done it. And then he'd get Huck's money without having to bother a long time with a lawsuit. People do say he weren't any too good with it. Oh, he's sly, I reckon. He don't come back for a year and he'll be all right. You can't prove anything on him. Everything will be quieted down then, and he'll walk in Huck's money as easy as nothing.
Yes, I reckon so, ma'am. I don't see nothing in the way of it. Has everybody quit thinking the slave done it?
Oh no, not everybody. A good many thinks he done it. But they'll get the slave pretty soon now, and maybe they can scare it out of him.
Why are they after him?
Well, you're innocent, ain't you? Does $300 lay around every day for people to pick up? Some folks think the slave ain't far from here. I'm one of them, but I ain't talked it around.
It weren't the grounding. That didn't keep us back but a little. He blowed out a cylinder head.
Goodness gracious, anybody hurt?
No, killed a slave.
Well, it's lucky. Sometimes people do get hurt.